are here because we all want a quick end to the ongoing violence in Iraq, and we are here because we realize that the only way to quell the violence in Iraq is to start bringing our troops home now. It is good to see that there are people willing to stand up for peace, and that we will not back down until the United States has removed all troops from Iraq. With over $250 billion spent on the war, do you feel any safer? Ask yourself, now that we have the cold corpses of 3,060 American men and women on our doorstep, do you feel any safer? Every time I see the image of a casket draped on the American flag, in an American flag, I wonder what they died for. For weapons of mass destruction? No. For freedom from terrorism? No. They died because the people of this country let them die. The guilt for their death should be on the shoulders of all of us, resting heavily on our day-to-day conscience, especially its young people. We young people have let our friends and our fellow young Americans die in vain. How long will we remain indifferent? Supporting our troops means more than putting magnets on the back of your car. Supporting our troops means more than sending letters or making phone calls. Supporting our troops means caring about each individual soldier's soul and believing that each American soul belongs at home in the state, living out their freedom, not dying on the streets of Baghdad or Fallujah for the false causes propagated during the last 5 years. Instead of ridiculing and degrading our Muslim brothers and sisters, instead of invading their homeland and forcing our beliefs and our political system upon them, why not try to understand their culture? Why not try to understand the roots of the extremists and make peace work through diplomacy? A man much wiser than I, or probably anyone here, Ralph Waldo Emerson, once said, "Peace cannot be achieved through violence. It can only be attained through understanding." I don't want to live in a world divided along religious or political barriers that are being built by a dying generation through bombs and ignorance. President Bush recently revealed his plan to increase troop levels on the ground in Iraq. There has been continuous, strong opposition to this plan. In response to this opposition, President Bush recently said, "I'm the decision maker." But the question has to be asked, given the state of our economy, our environment, and most importantly, Iraq, do we want any more decisions made by this president? The last election, the election in November, was primarily a referendum on Iraq.
It was a scam!
People are sick and tired of seeing body counts on the news and then seeing the smirking faces of this administration defend those deaths as necessary. Bush recently said about the opposition to his plan to increase troops, some are condemning this plan before it even had a chance to work. He said critics have an obligation and a serious responsibility, therefore, to put their own plan as to what would work. Here's my plan, Mr. President. Start bringing the troops home now. Violence only begets more violence. A wound cannot heal until the cause of the wound is removed. Right now, American presence in Iraq fuels the fires of violence in Iraq. So I urge all of you to continue to speak out. Get everyone you know involved. Don't think for a second that the guilt and the horror of this war is on anyone else's shoulders but your own. Continue to stand up for peace. The world's harmony is worth working for. Remember, as Emerson said, the real and lasting victories are those of peace and not of war. This country and this generation have enough problems. Don't let apathy be one of them. Continue urging this country to bring our troops home now. Thank you.